Hello, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the van. I don't know whether you can hear the background noise today because it's absolutely lashing it down with rain outside. I'm pointing upwards because, not because that's where the rain's coming from, but I'm pointing upwards because that's where the skylight is and that's where the noise is coming from. Now this video is in collaboration with other YouTube channels and you'll see the ident here above my shoulder. If it isn't here, please go and check it out here. I think that's covered all the bases. So after you've watched this video, please do go and check out their version of this same video. And the title of today's video is 5 things that wind me up while, hang on a minute, I can't remember what it is. I can't remember what it is. I mean, the list is endless. Everything winds me up. I'm suffering from man flu at the moment, but I'm going to struggle on just to keep you lot happy. So this month's collaboration video is, I'm going to have another look because I've forgotten already. 5 things that wind us up while we're camping. And that's me in the background. One of the things that does wind me up is having no internet signal, because obviously I use my internet signal for my mobile phone. I use it to connect my TV set to so I can watch the television. And it's just a pain not being able to get a phone signal. But that's not part of my top 5 things. That's just a little bonus feature for you see. So the first thing I'm going to say that winds me up while I'm away camping is condensation on the windscreen on a morning. Now I try to combat that by putting my own little blackout curtains across the cab area here. You can see those curtains, you see? And that is to try and stop the condensation hitting the windscreen or the warm air from hitting the cold window. This curtain may reduce it to some degree, but it doesn't stop it. Okay, I've tried it, I've tested it, it doesn't stop the condensation. What it does do is keep all the heat in here, which is great. But, you know, you do get some, obviously some heat leaking through and hitting the windows, and that's going to cause condensation. Now, I know that some people have tried these external blinds, external windscreen covers, and they work and they say you don't get any condensation at all. So if that's something that really winds you up, then do think about one of those external windscreen covers. Great for on a campsite. So, you know, if the condensation you're getting is when you're on campsites, then do consider one of those external windscreen covers. So this video today is not just about telling you the 5 things that wind me up. It's also educational, because I'm helping you out by telling you how to stop these things that wind me up. Now, I've said about the external windscreen covers, and also I've seen people use these Karcher, other makes are available, window vacs. You get your window vac, you vacuum all the condensation off the windscreen on the morning, job's a good one. And I think that's something I'm going to invest in. I just haven't, but they seem very expensive. Don't they? Very expensive for a battery powered vacuum cleaner to suck the condensation off your window. I mean, Karcher must have made a fortune out of that little idea. I tell you what, I wish I'd been to Dragon's Den with it. Let's have my glasses on, see what's next on my list here. The second thing that winds me up, and this is something particular to me, and there'll be other people in this situation as well, but not everyone, okay? Because not everyone travels with a dog. Now, which leads me to my second thing, which is dogs with muddy feet getting in the camper van. Okay, that's got to wind everybody up, that. I've took the original carpets out, I've got new floor coverings down. I'm always looking for some kind of floor covering that's easy to clean, because if you're away for any length of time, dogs getting in and out with muddy feet, your floor ends up pitted, honestly. So I'm always looking for something I can just roll up and throw in the washing machine, but ideally I'm looking for something that I can just shake out and it's clean again. Now, as I say, I've replaced the carpets in the camper van with ones that I can just throw in the washing machine and wash, and they're great, they do work great, but it's all right when you get home you can throw them in, but if you're living in your van for a week, you've got a week's worth of muddy feet on your floor. I do take them out and shake them, but it's not the same as putting them through the washing machine, is it? Let's be honest. So that'd be the second thing that winds me up, is muddy footprints and muddy paw prints, muddy dog's feet in the van. The problem arises for me is in the middle of the night when one of the dogs wants a wee, you've got to open the door, let the dog out, and then you don't want to be messing on washing their feet to get back in, because it's the middle of the night, you want to get back into bed. So that's the time when they get in with muddy feet really, and that's when it winds me up. The third thing that winds me up is having to slam the side door on the camper van to close the door. Now I'll show you what I mean. This is the side sliding door that I'm talking about here. When I open it, like that, it stops there. And this is the bit that winds me up. When you go to close it, you can't close this door quietly. Here's a demonstration for you. That's it shut. Now I understand that's not a massive problem, but it does wind me up, because if you're on a campsite and everybody's sleeping and my dog wants away at 3 o'clock in the morning, I can't open and close that door quietly. So apologies if you've ever been parked next to me on a campsite and you've heard me slamming that side sliding door. Number 4. The fourth thing on my list of things that wind me up is draining the water tanks before you leave the campsite. What winds me up about draining the water tanks is, in this particular vehicle, the water drain pipe is so small. I mean, unbelievably small. Tiny, in fact. And the problem being is, you go to the drainage point, so you want to empty out your grey waste, your grey water, and you want to empty out your fresh water, because I like to drain my tanks if I'm heading home, because there's no point in travelling home with a tank full of water. What winds me up about that is, I go to the drainage point, I turn the tap on, and there's a trickle of water comes out, and I mean a trickle of water. And that really winds me up. For 2 reasons it winds me up. So this is a doubler, this one. It winds me up because I've got to stand around waiting for this trickle of water to drain, and when it's coming out in such a small trickle, I don't understand why you do that. I see other people with motorhomes, and this is why it winds me up, because they pull in front of me, they pull over the drainage point, they turn the tap on, or some of them have even got a button inside. They've got a button inside their cab that they press, and it opens the valve for them and dumps the water. And I'm talking about, it's like opening a floodgate. It's like they turn the tap on or press the button, and the pipe is like a drain pipe. There's a bore on their pipe like that. The water just floods out. However, mine is a tiny little hole in the end of a tap. Okay, so the pipe isn't that big. I think it's probably what, a 15mm plastic pipe for the drainage, but it's the tap. The tap isn't even 15mm. It's a tiny little hole in the end of the tap, and you turn the tap on, and it's painful to watch. Anybody in the queue behind me must be like, oh my God, it's one of them people with a CV40. Let's just go home with the water on board. Because I'll be honest, if I was behind somebody in one of these CV vans and they pulled up to the water point, I'd think, well, I'll just write myself off for the rest of the day. Yeah. By the time his tanks have drained, it's going to be dark. So that's the fourth thing that winds me up. How slowly the water drains out of these CV40 vans. Now, I've got more than 5 things, like I say, there's loads of things wind me up. I'm going to have to pick here because I've got a few. Now, I'll just briefly mention it. I won't go on about it, I won't bang on about it, okay? So, but what winds me up is running out of water when you're having a shower. Now, the reason why, and this winds me up, and I'm just going to touch on it quickly because this is not my 5th point. This is point 4.5. 4.5, 4.5. This is a bonus point for you, okay? The thing that winds me up is because my water meter, my water level indicator is non-existent. I've been back to my dealer and they've put a warranty claim in and they've replaced the water level indicators and they're still exactly the same. What winds me up about it is I'm in the shower and I think I've got plenty of water, and this happened when I was in the New Forest. You're in the shower, you've got your hair all soaped up, and then all of a sudden the water stops. And I've got eyes full of soap suds, and you think to yourself, well, what am I supposed to do now? You know, so you've just got to dry your eyes out and drive to the water point where you can fill the water tank up again, which is a little bit embarrassing, I'll be honest. And the reason why I run out of water when I'm in the middle of a shower, Eldest, is because the water level indicator doesn't work in these CV vans, or at least mine doesn't. So if anybody's out there does work, please let me know. Or if you found another solution, let me know. Also, let me know if you found a solution to the water draining out, because it's so bleeding slow. Has anybody fitted a bigger pipe? Is it possible? That's leading me to my number 5. I'm going to give you a demonstration for this one, because I've mentioned it before in a previous video. Now this is why you know that these are things that wind me up, because I haven't just made these up off the top of my head. These have all been mentioned in previous videos of mine. So I'm going to demonstrate what the next thing is that winds me up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shut this skylight, okay? So it's dark in here now, okay? So this is the key. The number 5 thing that winds me up while I'm camping is, and I'm going to turn this light off on the camera just to demonstrate. What's that beeping? Okay, so I've just been waiting for the heater to cut out. The heater's turned off now, so I'm going to show you what the number 5 thing is that winds me up. And the number 5 thing is, on a night time, when you're in bed and it's all nice and dark. Now I've tried to simulate that for you because I've closed all the blinds in the Caravan and I've got my little light on my camera here. I think, and this is something that really winds me up, and I've mentioned it before, you're in bed on a night time. I'm going to turn this light off now and show you where it is. So that's the light off, so you can see it gets quite dark in here. Look at this now. Look at the blue light over there. How much of a wind up is that? Because that blue light really annoys me. I'm sure that it wouldn't be that difficult for Dometic to put a little button on, so that on a night time you can press the button and turn these lights off. That's the thing, and that's one of the things that really winds me up, because how difficult would it be? How difficult would it be just to put some kind of dimmer or some kind of a little button? I'm sure they could put a button on there to turn the lights off but keep the fridge running. I mean, there's a quiet mode, which is great. Thanks for that, Dometic. What you're failing to realise with your quiet mode is there's not a light dimming mode, which I think would be an improvement. The light isn't leaking in from the outside. It's in here with me. It's already in here. And it's these little lights everywhere. There's lights on the fridge, and there's this up here, look. There's these lights up here. These could all, this has got lights on, and this has got lights on, and these have got lights on. Okay, so that's my top 5 things. They're not necessarily my top 5 things, they're just 5 things that really wind me up when I'm camping. I couldn't really narrow it down to a top 5 because there's so many things wind me up when I'm camping. They're all things that I've mentioned in previous videos, so I'm not just making them up off the top of my head, they really do wind me up. So thanks very much for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed today's content and this collaboration video. Please do go check out the other channels involved in this collaboration. There's some lovely people who put out great content on their channels, and I'm sure you'll be entertained if you go and watch them. I love to have a moan, and Julie doesn't listen to me, so it's nice to have a moan to somebody. So hopefully somebody out there is listening to my moaning. I hope you've enjoyed the content of today's video, and as I've said, it's a collaboration video, and I'm going to put the ident on again because I think it's worth mentioning again that all these people in this ident that you see scrolling around here have made a similar video to this one with the 5 things that wind them up. And I'd love for you to go and check out their channels. You'll be entertained by them. They're all lovely people, and they're all making an effort to keep you entertained. So please do go check them out. Nothing further to say for me apart from thank you very much for watching. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, why not? Get yourself subscribed. Press that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. Hit the notification bell. You'll be informed whenever I release future content. It costs you nothing, but it really does make my day. Okay, so go give the other people some love, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.